This is the Sprint Epic 4G disassembly instructional video, also known as the Samsung Android Galaxy S SPH-D700, brought to you by cellulardr.com. The following tools are required for this repair: Phillips screwdriver size 000 and plastic prying tool. Begin by removing the battery door, battery, and memory card. Using the small Phillips screwdriver, remove the 7 screws from the back of the phone. Using the prying tool in between the back housing and the silver trim, pry all around the phone, separating the two pieces. Most of the side buttons will fall out during this process, so be sure to keep track of them and save them for reassembly. Using the prying tool, carefully remove the white coax antenna cable by unsnapping and removing it. Using the small Phillips screwdriver, remove the screw holding down the antenna assembly and lift out the antenna. Using the prying tool, carefully lift and unsnap the flex cable from the top of the phone. Do the same for the larger flex cable on the left side. Now lift and remove the motherboard from the phone. Attached to the back of the motherboard is the camera module with flex cable, which can be removed by lifting and unsnapping the flex cable. The headset jack is also connected to the motherboard. To remove the headset jack, you will have to release the clip by carefully lifting it up and sliding out the flex cable. On the front of the motherboard, you will find the memory card reader. To remove and replace with module, simply lift and unsnap the flex cable attached to the motherboard and pry out around the shield to lift it out and away from the board. Now, in order to remove the keyboard, you first have to remove the label on the back of the phone. Once you remove the label, you will have a total of 4 screws, which can be removed using a small Phillips screwdriver. Using the prying tool, lift up and loosen the silver trim around the entire phone and carefully remove the mid plate, which has the QWERTY keyboard miler with flex cable attached to it. Now carefully remove the QWERTY keypad using the prying tool. Using the small Phillips screwdriver, remove the 4 screws holding the keypad housing to the slide assembly. Now simply lift the keypad housing and carefully direct the flex cable through the hole, removing the housing out of the way. Now we are going to remove the slide mechanism from the flip. Start by removing the 2 screw covers. Now go ahead and remove the 4 screws from the back of the assembly. Move the slide down and away from the flex cable, and with a prying tool, gently separate the slide from the LCD assembly. Be very careful not to push the prying tool too far and damaging the internal components of the flip. It is normal to hear some cracking noises as you are prying around the housing and unsnapping the clips holding the flip together. Once the slide is separated, carefully slide the flex cable through the opening. Now we are going to remove the main flex cable from the LCD assembly by first removing the blue tape over the connector. Once the tape is removed, simply unsnap the large flex cable connector from the LCD. Now moving on to the other 2 legs of the flex cable, once again remove the blue tape from the top of the flex cable. Once the tape is removed, unlock the clip holding the flex cable in place and slide it out. Lastly, go ahead and remove the front camera with the flex, and now gently pry out the last leg of the flex cable. Unlock the small clip holding down the front touch key sensor flex cable and slide the cable out. Also be sure to remove the tape attaching the back of the LCD to the navigation keyboard. Now on top of the phone, again remove the blue tape and gently unsnap the flex cable holding down the earpiece speaker assembly. Using a heat gun on low setting, heat around the edge of the front screen for 10 seconds. This will help the adhesive loosen up so that you can pull the faceplate off. Now carefully pull the front housing frame away from the back of the LCD assembly and detach it. With the front housing frame out of the way, we can now remove and replace the front navigation touch key sensor. Using the prying tool, carefully pry under the PCB keyboard and remove it from the touchscreen digitizer assembly. This concludes the disassembly of the Sprint Epic 4G, also known as the Samsung Android Galaxy S D700. Purchase your parts at cellulardr.com. Thank you for watching.